Okay, and let's go live. We're live. We've started the recording. Last time we were doing JavaScript, we talked about number methods. So for today, we're going to go through JavaScript arrays. Let me just share my screen a minute. Happy to see you get here. Started on arrays. Did we really start on arrays? Did we create arrays? New keyword. Okay. Accessing elements in an array. Okay. So we can just do a recap. So an array, if you want to create an array, you do the square brackets, not the curly brackets. The curly ones are for objects. The square ones are for arrays. White space does not matter at all as long as you have a comma after or even before. You can have such hide console. We can have an array. Value can be me, comma you, comma him. Is a valid array. You can have another array, or you can redeclare the array. Say me, comma, you, enter, then close. Still a valid array. Or we can have an array with enter, me, comma, you. It should still be valid. That will be an empty. I think that will be empty. Like that. That will have an empty slot. Yeah. So right there we have an empty slot. Let me just zoom in. Let me check if it's been tweeted. Yes, the tweet is up. We discuss arrays in JavaScript and possibly these methods. Perfect. The tweet is there. Okay. Putting the comma after the last element is inconsistent. So IE8 will fail if you put a comma after BMW. And not only BMW, even after the Volvo. If Volvo was last. Okay, you can create arrays using the new keyword, but it doesn't really matter. In this case, you can just create that and it will be perfectly okay. Now, the two examples do exactly the same things. All right. So how do you access elements in an array? Array are index-based and they're accessed using their indices. The first element will be at index 0, at position 0. Who made that decision? Yes. Whole numbers begin from 0. So when you're born, how old were you? When was that? So if you're celebrating your 21st birthday, does it mean you've been here for 21 years, or you've been here for 20, now you're starting your 21st?
Yeah. You know, they start counting from 1, but the others, they count months. You have to count years to 6. Like if you have to say 50, then you don't have.
Okay, so if they start from, if all elements start, I think maybe they did this just to make it easier to access to the opposite side. So you can start from -1. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Or we can search. Why? Array index starts with 0. Why do indexing start with 0 in C? For same reason that when it's Wednesday and somebody asks you how many days until Wednesday, you say 0 rather than 1. And when it's Wednesday and somebody asks you about how many days until Thursday, you say 1 rather than 2.
It's like time. When I'm here at 8, I'm counting from 6 o'clock. That will be that'll be
Okay. Let's see. Okay, there's some mathematical proof which I'm not willing to go through at the moment, and some negatively. Okay, so a zero-based index allows you to do this as array plus, and the compiler will generate this and will hurt your performance, whatever that is, by. Okay, and you can also set values by using the assignment operator. Okay, so just in case there was something at that position, it will put in the new thing. Okay, how do you access the full array? We did this, and I remember you clicked try yourself before. Okay, arrays are objects, so they are a special type of objects. If you ask for type of the array, it will bring back object. Let's try type of array, an object. So array use numbers to access its element, person 0. Why are we going through this again? Well, objects uses the the key. So array objects can also be the elements in the array can be objects. It doesn't really restrict you on what you can have. So you can have an array that has another array, separate it with an object, separate it with a new date, separate it with your name. As long as it makes you happy, there should be a problem, yeah. New date. Doesn't have? What do you mean?
everything goes with it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
too agreeing.
Yes, it's to agreeing. It agrees with everything. So array properties and methods, you can ask for the length. I'm surprised you can sort, but we'll talk about this in the next chapter. The length tells you how many elements are there in the array. So what happens for the empty slot? So what do you think? What do you think? One, two, three. Oh, I'm not. So those are 3 elements. Those are 13 elements. Try to access the undefined. What about try to sort? So, but at least we'll talk more about sorting when we get there. And then 8 other empty slots. Okay, so how do you loop through? For you to loop through this, you need, this is what brought about the for loop. So if you have fruits right there, then if you need a for loop, you normally instantiate an iterator. This is a holding variable that holds the value. Then it should be that. After that, you need to have a condition. So the condition is to check array.length is less than, or if I is less than, or it should be a fruits. If the fruits length is greater than I, then you need to stop. Are you older than your sister, or your sister is younger than you? The 19-year-old. Are you older than her, or she's younger than you? Yes. Then after that, we increment I. Yeah. I'm doing this wrong. I'm not even sure. We can just console log fruit that particular position. Why do we need to? Let's console log I. Yes. 0, 1, 2, 3. Then there's the fourth one, which is undefined. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we can have fruits at the respective positions. Can be banana, orange, apple, mango. Why do we have this? What if we had this? If I so this should work as long as I is less than fruits fruit length. It's still the same thing. This should work as long as this is true. As long as I is less than. Okay. I think that's what we have here. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm.
Define I equals 0.
What if to make I less than 2?
No, I'm saying for I equals, that's already initializing.
Okay. So what I'm trying to do here is to say for just up to 2. Because I is supposed to go up to 3. Now if it's up to 2, I want to see if we'll still get undefined. It's still there. Yes. But I've used 2 over here. I've used 2 and you still have undefined. We can, I think Nikigeria anasema. Ultimately the 4 returns undefined. Juu nimetry, if you assign the array to fruits, then it returns that particular array. This is right here. At this point, when we assigned this array to, I can remove this. It's a bit timestamp, 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 timestamp. So at this point, if you assign this array to this, then it brings you back the array. Cindy, if you do the for loop, the return value is undefined. So this is the return value for 4. How do you add array elements? You can push, brings it as the last element. Okay. Then fruits.length, or you can also do this. Fruits.length, add lemon to the end. Adding with high indices can create undefined holes in the array. Just what you did previously. Associative arrays. Many programming languages support arrays with named indices. Arrays with named indices are called associative arrays or hashes. JavaScript does not. In JavaScript, arrays are always use numbered indices. Okay. If you use named indices, JavaScript will define an array, will redefine the array to a standard object. After that, some array methods and properties will produce incorrect answers. So we can try that. Okay, so the first thing we can do is to create an array. Create an array. Array is empty at the moment. And clear this. So the array is empty. Here. Then we say, if we did that at element 0, we have me, then the array will have one element, which is that. Now, instead of doing 0, let's tell it first name as our named index. Perfect. It's two agreeing. So it will be okay and it will return whatever you've been assigning. See here? So what's the value of array? Yes, but on top of the water, it doesn't know you. Hmm? What? No, but JS is too ugly. Uyu. So when we told them that the first name is F name, he was very okay with it and returned that. Now, when we ask them for the values, they're nowhere. Or maybe they're here. I don't know. Oh, here they are. Yep, that's what we've just done. Okay, so we can do array 0. We know what happens. Array first name, the string. Uppercase? No. Let's guess to what happens.
Let me explain for you.
Hmm.
Because the type of arrays are not.
Don't forget they said it will have surprising results.
So you're saying
It's okay.
and yeah, I'm thinking so it's like you're accessing the elements as it's not printed out.
So,
You haven't said it.
no, okay, my answer is depending on what I'm just about to read. Just to remind you. I can say without reading. Yes. So, an array cannot have named indices in JavaScript. And if you do that, you will have undesired results. That's what I was about to read to you.
So you don't read error.
Ate? No, there'll be nothing. You won't get anything back.
Oh,
Yes.
what did I have to say?
Maybe undefined.
You know, when you say array, the length of array is one.
The length is 1. Yes.
The length doesn't count. So
Where is this?
The length is here. It's 1.
No, where is the one?
What?
F
Where
name
is the
goes JavaScript.
I think
2 agreeing.
it's two agreements here.
No,
Somewhere here.
it knows that the length is 1. If you ask array for its length, it will tell you it's 1. It's only aware of one element. So I can go back and read. So associative arrays is what you're trying to do. In JavaScript does not support. In JS, it always uses numbered indexes. What? Si ndio nikakuonyesha hapa nikakwambia this is what you've just done. Sasa nilikuwa nangoja kuona nini the result. Ama ulini haukunielewa. Maybe. Because we tried using a string for an index. Now we wanted to see the result. Sawa? Okay. Turani yetu.
It makes sense. It's an object. Neither half of it.
Okay. So JavaScript will define this to a standard object. After that, some array methods and properties will produce incorrect answers. So we have this, we set last name to that, then age to 46. Then the length will return 0. Then person 0 will return undefined.
I am right. Compared to her answers.
Why?
Because JavaScript redefines the array to standard.
Yes. So I think I'm fucked up and confused. But the array length, so some of the methods will not work correctly, like length. How about sort? It will not sort the rest. Yes, it will just be. No, it will be the same thing.
First name,
It will be 0 me, then first name F name.
no, it will be F name then sorted.
bila the first name. More non-indicator itupa na ina try to sort the existing.
Unaona kama PLM hata only
Ah.
Indices.
Mm.
So, ukizi no,
Itapata mi peke yake.
it array. So, sort it as a
Mimi naandika zote zitakuwa in the same order. Ndio hii.
Yeah, boy.
No. Answer tu nipate ni.
Sija scroll. Sinaonyesha content ya array.
Yeah.
no, content tunajua f names.
Yeah.
But when you sort it, it will only
But unaona hata hapa ilikuwa bila kusort bado ilikuwa inaonyesha me until ni expand ndio utaona all the elements za the array.
Okay, it's not coming
I
from the
sort
source.
Si ndio nilikuwa nasema, no ndio nilikuwa nasema haita sort first name but itabakisha. So ita sort to me.
See, that's
Si obvious wenye wewe ulisema
it will not print.
ulisema ita return me peke yake. Nikauliza itapeleka wapi first name. Nikasema ita retain.
Nikonekea. Nataka kujua kama imesort. To append another one is
M na F.
No, hiyo tunaweza fanya but tusikizane na Malcolm kwanza. Niliuliza itapeleka wapi f name. Venye mlikuwa mnasema ati itarudisha me peke yake. So ni kama ilikuwa ina filter.
Hatukusema itatu. Ati itatupa.
Wewe ulisema
Yeah. Na si tuli expand me tukaona je. Hakuna vile tungeweka argument yetu.
malizia mise.
So it's for the same thing. Yeah, it's on a main
Uh-huh.
So it's healthy.
It won't
So difference ya answers zetu ilikuwa inatokea wapi?
haitasort.
I guess so.
No, so ndio nauliza what's the difference between our answers?
Hii mlisema itasort.
And it's not itakuwa F name alafu.
Only one way to find out.
No, wait. Wewe ulisemaje?
Mimi nilisema itakuwa
F name alafu.
Basi hatukuwa same. Juu mimi nilisema
Next time
F-
explain vizuri.
no.
Ushaelewa kenye nilisema.
first name haitapelekwa mahali juu tu filter.
Yeah, obviously.
So itarudisha the same exact thing. Nilisema itarudisha the same exact thing. Nilisema itarudi the same thing. Hivyo ndio venye nilisema.
Si-
Yes, nikasema itarudisha the same thing.
itarudisha the same thing.
Which
was the same.
Eh.
Si definitely that.
Yes, itarudishwa. Si ndio hii
But
imerudishwa?
tumerudishiwa mi.
No, si ndio hii f name hapa.
What are we trying
No,
to
it would be as it keeps
Hii
send content.
hivi.
So,
No. Exactly my
But
point.
by
Basi hapa ndio
sorting.
tusikizane.
the thing was sorting. Sindio? When you sort, you expect to have a first one and a second.
that one, yeah.
Yeah. So there is no way unaweza sema they don't sort, return both, return as well. But at it has sort both because we were trying to sort. That ningesema to add it. Sema itatoa. But saizi tumefinya sort, which we expected a sort with the other. So we were not testing kite and fish and we were testing kite and sort.
So mimi nikasema for this situation itarudisha the same thing yenye umeipatia. Ukisort me na first name itarudisha tu the same exact thing yenye ulipatia. Ndio nasema haija sort first name. So itarudisha the same exact thing, itakuwa me alafu first name. Otherwise ingekuwa na sort ingekuwa the other way.
Hebu jaribu kusort. Array iko na numbers.
Yenye naanza
Number ndio itaanza na string.
probably number.
RB
Nyingine ianze na
does it sort according to the index?
It starts with the numbers. So you do this. Create another element of your array. Push another element into an array. Na index yake kwa string number.
Alafu
Mbona si A inaanza na A?
When tulikuwa tunafanya index.
oh,
String.
Au index yetu ni string.
Okay, tunaweza tumia hii kwanza. So hii iko na hizi first name, hii na hii. Usisahau hii ishajipeleka kwa position 1.
Hiyo hamtaona.
Hatunaona venye nawakaje. Si iko na mi na iko na A.
anasema kweli. Tutafanya aje? Tuseme R X na A.
Okay. Sawa, before tufanye hiyo tunaweza shughulikia hii alafu tena tuchange. Hii itakuwa A alafu mi alafu hii F na mirudi ibaki tu mwisho. Mbona mi?
Itabaki tu hivi venye iko. So, when you're getting 0568 itakuwa 0.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
alafu first.
Haiwezi tumia index if ina sort because inamaanisha itabaki the same order forever. Inamaanisha if this was the first, the second, the third, the fourth, kama inatumia index, that will still be the first, the second, the... Okay, ukisort hii, get it? Ukisort hii. So 4 ni index 0. Ikisortiwa itakuwa itaenda wapi? Umesema ina sort index. So 4 ni index 0, itaenda wapi? 5 ni index 1, itapeleka wapi?
Hapo tukisema array dot
Kwa tukiweka array dot sort. Mi nimesema ni A alafu mi. So ukisema ina
0, 1, hizo index.
index of course itakuwa 0 alafu 1. So bado na sort according to index. So nishakuuliza if an array has hizo elements inazisort according to index aje?
Yeah, mzee.
hapo ndio ziko
Me,
kwa
A, F, M. Even me, A, alafu
No, as in itakuwa kwa array.
I don't know if it's sorting.
You're playing safe.
No, I don't know.
Aya, ndio hiyo. So tuangalie angalia ski code. Nataka kuangalia ski code ya octal. So capital A ASCII yake ni 65, the decimal. Lowercase a ASCII yake ni 97. 0 ASCII ni 48. Sinda? So does it mean that nikiwa na minus okay? Kana hii I know we're not supposed to be discussing sort, lakini tuangalie. Mhm. Na hii ni string ama hii ni number?
Yes, inaangalia.
Nikuonyeshe ASCII table kama unatumia nini kuuliza.
Okay, plus minus 4.
Mi nitago for naangalia hapa between plus na minus ati minus, so itakuwa na plus alafu minus. Hiyo ni guess yangu, plus alafu minus then iende kwa 4 alafu 45 alafu string. Si nimetumia tu ASCII table. Ate? Si ndizi symbols hapa juu. Zero one iko? Nini? No, these are the characters. Yes. Okay, so the difference. Uprove? Then yako si ilikuwa based on index. Na tukasema tuwezi sort based on index. But reasoning yako ilikuwa based on index. Yes, and we ate?
My reasoning is about to change. Example.
No, nikakuuliza then what makes the other one different? Juu hii ikiwa hivi, haya ndio hizi na position zao. So ikisort ita return nini? Tuanze na hii.
Sasa itakuwa 2 3 0 1. As in the index is itakuwa. That's what na
Index haizi jumble up.
that's what na
Index is always, the first element is always 0.
Kifinya 3. No, index 2. Kisha sort.
I think I did it with the 11 takes only 9 days.
not that. Nasema tukitumia na numerical.
Umeniambia tu saizi.
Jibu hii kwanza.
Umeniambia saizi.
Jibu.
Sikia, umeniambia saizi. Fanya index 2.
No, ukifanya index 2 itakupea 5. Oh yeah. Ni hizi zitazote. The values.
Okay. Hakuna haita niniwa. Wezi push. Kwa nataka ikuwe hivyo. Hizi mbili hazitasotiwa. Ate? Yeah, imekuja juu, but umejai kukuja juu, inaweza kuwa ni Firefox inafanya hivyo. Hii console ya Firefox ni inaweza kuwa inaleta hii juu. Haimaanishi ni JS. Juu, what was the question? What?
As object on a screen, Kama dot sort according to
Unajua AB kwa na Z. No, AB ingekuwa Z. Hii afai.
Okay.
Now Z.
Acha tu iko hivyo bado.
But you can't.
So now that tuko na hii, if we ask for the array kwa hivi z iko hapa, si ndio? Now tulisema tuna sort according to, tulisema tuna sort according to values. So tukisort hii ndio itatangulia hii. Jua tutumie hii. Jua siju Firefox probably inapanga hizi vitu hivi alphabetically. Juni properties. Inaweza tupata tu the same thing.
na ukisort hiyo sasa.
Gani? Itakuwa mi na e. Itakuwa tu hiyo mi na e. Hii itabaki tu hivyo hivyo. Okay, when you use arrays, when to use arrays and when to use objects. So JS hai support associative kama hizi. You should use objects when you want elements to be string, the names. And use arrays when you just want them to be numbers. Avoid using new array. There's no need for using that. You can use this instead. So, okay.
Unaona umekiingiza
Gani hizi? Okay, I think I'm confused. Something just happened. Okay. So the new keyword only complicates the code. You can have some unexpected results. So if you do new array 40 then 100, it creates an array with two elements, 40 and 100. So you can have points, new array 40, 200. What will points be? An array with 40 and 200. That's what we've done here. So what if you omit one? Then I don't be sad. Okay. Oh, it will have one element. Oh, yeah. Unajua nimechanganyikiwa. If it's one, itakuwa tu kwa hiyo index. Malcolm? Oh. Another object with the same name. Si tunaweza change. Itafanya? create an empty array with 40 slots.
Then, you wanna get it? And you- It made the show us.
Did they? So if you do that, it creates an array with 40 undefined elements. How do you know that this is an array? Because if you do object on an array, if you ask its type, it will tell you its object. So how do you know it's not the object, but it's an array? What's the type of an array?
Si umecreate on you think itakuwa.
Yes, but tunataka kujua kama ni array ama ni object. What if ni empty?
Apart from the square bracket.
Hata kama ni empty square bracket, utajuaje hii ni okay? Utajuaje difference ya hii na hii? Class hatujai tukawa hata kitu kama class.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tukifanya hii tuna expect return 0 na hii ingine natrai kutafuta length ya nini, but there's just a way unaweza nini.
You get me. As in, you do me the array for the total time taken up.
Na hii type of ni object. Hiyo
Array.
okay. So ukiwa na hii array nataka kuikompare na hivyo. Okay. So hii ni false, utajuaje kama ni true?
Kwa nini umesema
I will accept it. I do not know. Yes, he made it. I do not know.
Oh. There's a property of an array yenye nakuanga nayo yenye nini aina array prototype, sijui kama ni prototype ama ni gani. Yeah, alafu hapa ndani ya prototype kunafaa kuwa na nini, sort to string. Hii itatusaidia value of ate is a prototype of it will return to prototype of, alafu tena hiyo prototype ikwambia is a prototype of hivyo hivyo. kuna kwanga na nini fulani hapa.
What are those?
Aya, so there's a complicated way ya kushinda ukiangalia kama sijiko na property gani. Sasa sijika hiyo ndio hasa wametumia. Okay. So the common question is, how do you know it's an array? If you ask it, itakwambia it's an object. Sindio? Solution 1, if you're using ECMAScript 5, you can do is array. Array.isArray. Hiyo ni ECMAScript 5. Otherwise, it's not supported on older. To solve the problem, you can create your own is an array function.
Yeah.
Tuonane. So unaiambia x whatever the array, bye we say, if the constructor to string index of is an array, so I think you can check it over here. Constructor to string, always to string. This is to string. Constructor to string. Yeah, this is ECMAScript 5, so it will return that, but you're looking for. But this at least has even a name. Here you go. There's a toString here. Then index of, I don't think we should go this far. No, that's not the right place. Yes, but let's just hope and believe that if it's anything greater than that, that will work.
Index of nini hapo?
If the constructor has, if you call the constructor of this, you'll get this function. Then you convert this function to a string and check if there's anything called array inside here. So if you convert this to a string, it'll return. So not a function array. So if you convert this function array to a string, itakuwa kitu kai. Then unauliza, so unakumbuka index of. So ukiuliza index of yake, ikireturn anything more than that itakuwa ni array. Maanisha ipatikana. Index of ikikosa ina return -1. Okay, you can ask if it's an instance of an array. No, kuna instance of pia.
So array is a class.
Yeah, 4 more minutes to go. We can stop there if we want. See you guys later. Talk to you on the next one. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, bye.
Bye.